This is Zichru Daf Simanim Gemara Basra Daf Kum Mem Beis. And Kuf Mem Beis, when you spell that out, you're going to get the word comb. So Daf Kuf Mem Beis, we're going to have a fascinating comb collection. Now, this is not any comb collection. This is going to be the comb collection of a ger. And what's going on over here is the comb collection is being returned. Why? Because the ger's wife is pregnant, and therefore he wants to return the comb, Daf Kuf Mem Beis, the comb collection for the child. That's part number one. Unfortunately, she eventually miscarried. Part number two is going to be that he's telling the woman that the baby born after the death doesn't get pishnayim. A bachar only gets pishnayim of that which was when he was alive. And part number three is if someone says, go acquire like someone will have from my second wife, you see he's quite sad and quite dejected, this boy. Why? Because he's not going to get such a Yerusha. So we have Daf Kuf Mem Beis, we have the comb collection. The comb collection of the ger, which is being returned to his pregnant wife. Unfortunately, she miscarried. He's telling her that, by the way, the Bachar born is not going to get Pishnayim. And this man looking on is dejected because he's told that he's going to get like the children from the second wife, which means he's not going to get. So point number one, we have someone makes a kinyan in the ger's property, like the comb collection, Daf Kuf Mem Beis. But then he hears that his wife was pregnant and he wants to return it. So Rav Shesha says, Ober can have a kinyan, and his raya is ger shemeis bizu yisrael nechasef. Yisrael takes a kinyan of the ger's properties, and then when he hears that the wife is pregnant, we said he has to return it. They return it. The son eventually dies or miscarriage. The answer is he who made the original kinyan does not get that stuff. Rather, Hechslik B'Shniya Kana, the second one, has the kinyan. So what do we see from over there? We see that the Gemara proves, Rav Sheshes proves that if the Ober cannot have a kinyan, then the first guy should be the one that owns the properties of the ger. From the fact that he does not shows that the Ober, yes, has a kinyan, says Rav Sheshes. Answers Abaye, no, Yerusha Ba Me'ela Shiny. Rava answers a different teretz, because over here he didn't really know, because he was uncertain whether the ger had a child. Therefore, he didn't make a full kinyan. We see a massive yisaid. You can't have a kinyan unless you have a full gemiras das. A practical nafkamina would be if he made a kinyan after the child died, but he really died afterwards. Point number two is that as he's returning the comb collection from Daf Kuf Mem Beis to the pregnant wife of the ger, he's telling her that the child born will not get dinei b'char. And Rav Sheshes is asked from a Mishnah that said Tinik ben Yemenich Lamancha, which applies that an Ober does not inherit. Remember, Rav Sheshes a moment ago taught us that Ober does yes inherit. The Gemara says Rav Sheshes could learn in two different ways. Two ways Rava explains. Number one, the Mishnah means that the baby is memayit b'chelik b'chayra, a special din, and that does not apply to Ober because the pasuk says v'yol delay. Number two, the Mishnah refers to the Bachar inheriting the double portion of the pi shenayim, teaching us that why not? Because it has to be yakir. So again, when the comb collection is being returned, he's informing the wife that the baby born will not get pi shenayim. Number three is that the boy was looking on dejected. Why? Because he was told that the wedding that you'll get like the second wife children, and therefore he's not going to get. If someone says, my possession, give it to the future children I have from you, then the halacha is zel kanik echan mibara, go acquire like one of the sons. It is not effective. The kshaila is, what is the reason? And some say is chaylek l'talya b'makom binaya. Some say, says Rav Avu, and he explains that if you would have said knika chamar mikani, of course not. A chamar is not kaina. So to over here, the children are not kaina. Therefore, can't be kaina like those second wife's children. So we have the Avkuf Mem Beis, we have the comb collection, the comb of the ger that is being returned to the pregnant wife. Why? Because she is the one that should have the ger's property, because he thinks it goes to the son. Unfortunately, it ends up being a miscarriage, and that was Rav Sheshes' raya that Ober potentially kiryas of a kinyan. Number two was the wife is being told that the baby born will not get bishnayim. And number three, this boy is upset because at the chasana he's told he'll get like children from the second wife, which is akin to saying kinike chamar, and therefore there's no kinyan. The comb collection, Daf Kuf Mem Beis of the ger.